Hey everybody, how you doing? Alright, let's get this off the screen. There we go. So, welcome back to Power Wash Simulator. My name is Ron. If you have never been here before, we'll spend the next 2 or 3 hours playing some Power Wash and chatting. Or at least I will chat at you. Hopefully you guys, some people will show up and we can chat together. Let's go into career and we'll go into continue. Now, as I remember, hey Tag, how you doing? You know what? This is like going over the top of this. I don't know what that's all about. Why is it doing that? Let's try lifting that up a little bit. Okay. How are things? Let's get started and going into cleaning Grandpa Miller's car. Today's going to be all about vehicles, apparently, so let's go get some vehicles done. Hello, Doc. I hope you're as good with cars as you are with houses, because I've got my old wagon out in the garage, and it's dirtier than a dung beetle's Christmas list. It still turns over fine, but I'm not taking Dolores out for a spin till it's as gleaming as she is. Thanks, Leonard. All right, let's go ahead and get that started. All good. Unrelated partners. Very cold down here. Oh, -5. Ooh. Yeah, that's cold. It's been really rainy here in California. I know people have this idea that California is just this constant nice weather, but it's not. It's not as bad as some places, but for sure. I'm not saying that we have it better than or worse than anybody else, but yeah. It's It's been raining here for the last 2 weeks. You might find the odd streaky line where Bert tried to clean it with his power washer, dribble washer, something. I didn't quite catch what that said. Hang on a second. Let me just see what that said. Dribble washer more like, haha, okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let me know how the sound is, man. I tried to fix it again. So, Power Wash, for whatever reason, is not keeping my settings. I tried to look it up and it said something about having some online thing set up. And I tried to set it up and it screwed up other parts of my computer, so I turned it back off again. And so I have to keep resetting it every time. So just let me know how the sound is. Let's see. Hang on. I don't know why this thing is doing that. My partner's dad is from California, specifically. Oh, Oakland. Yeah, okay. That's not far from me. How are you, man? Have a good... Yeah, I did have a good Christmas, New Year's. Spent it with the kids. Oh, good. Good. Sound is good. Christmas I spent with the kids, and, then we made Christmas dinner and stuff, and it was good. Yeah, it was all fine. It was nice. New Year's, I didn't really do much. I never really do very much on New Year's. Even when my wife was around, we didn't really do much. We weren't people that go out on New Year's. That wasn't really our thing. My wife didn't like it because, all the crazy people are out on New Year's, the drivers specifically, and she just didn't want to deal with that, which I get. So yeah, I didn't do very much. I stayed at home. I don't think I was even awake for New Year's, to be honest. I was kind of drifting off. Okay, I think we're good here. Boy, this car is dirty. I'm not kidding. Got all kinds of stuff on it that just won't come off. Am I using the right thing? The power washer. Yeah, the Urban X2. Let's use a short extension. I mean, yeah. Seems like we're using the right stuff. So yeah, it was good. How was your Christmas and New Year's and stuff? I hear it was good. I saw your thing yesterday, the new video. If you guys haven't seen Tag's new video, go check it out. Well, that reminds me, actually, Tag. You had mentioned that your memberships were active. I took a look, and it's not active yet. Just so you know. At least it's not on my screen. It doesn't show a joining thing. So maybe you haven't got it completely. Is it still in approval phase? It might be in approval phase. Sometimes that takes a day or two. By Jimny, that's right. I used to race this beast all over. It's got a grunt like an angry rhino. Heck, I won the 1989 Race of Champions in it. Cool. Boy, this one's going to be a tough one. Like every piece I have to go over with this washer thing. I wonder if I could use the soap. Why do I not have cleaner? Did I not? I thought I did. Okay, I must have moved it. Metal cleaner. There we go. Let's try that. I thought I had set up already past approved months ago. I'm looking. Yeah, take another look because it doesn't have a join thing for me. But yeah, I will switch over to from Patreon over to membership when once it's ready, whenever. Not that it really matters to me one way or the other. I don't have any preference one way or the other, but just so you're all in the same place, I certainly can switch over. Hey, Dirt. Okay, is there more to that sentence? Thanks, man. I don't know if I'm being too ambitious with my plans for you. Well, you know, it doesn't hurt to make ambitious plans. I'm sure it'll be fine. Man, this car's a mess. What? Get lost, would you? Okay, haha. What is going on here? What? Hang on. No, I didn't. I watched that on TV. Hey, Dirt, what? Get lost, would you? Okay, haha. I don't know what's going on there. Somebody's goofing around with the phone, I guess. So you're on your way down. Is it south? I can't remember where you said your partner was. But... Car. Well, that's useful. Car. Oh, goodness. This tire. Whoops, hang on here just a second. King, let me turn this over to this so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Good. All right. This tire's still like way dirty. Why? Oh, the tire's fine. The wheels still messed up. Maybe from the other side? Yeah, she's from Wexham in Wales, so technically south. South, but for west. Okay. I don't know. I'm having issues with this thing. I guess I can leave it like that. It's cutting off a little bit, but I think I can make it out. Getting these rims clean is going to be a pain. I can see that already. That's cool. So you'll be there for the week? That's nice. That's always fun, going and visiting. Okay. This door, I'll tell you. Alright. This is a painstaking process, this one. Man. I'm not kidding around. How long will you be? I was thinking of taking the car for a tear up and down, down the old abandoned sewer system. Well, not after I finish cleaning it. Can't go messing it up after I just get finished cleaning the thing. Oy. Okay. Might have to shoot off in a minute as I'm close to her now. Hope you have a great stream. Alright, cool. Well, thanks for stopping in, man. Have a good visit. And I'll talk to you later. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the settings on this thing. It doesn't want to save my settings. So every time I have, like every single time I start up the game, it asks me to do the terms of service deal that you have to do when you first start up a game. It does it every time. So it's not saving anything, and I don't really understand why. I did kind of look. It's something about, I don't know, some online thing, I guess, was where it saves. I don't know why it can't save it locally, but it apparently doesn't. And when I tried to enable that, I did have it, but it's disabled for whatever reason. And I turned it on, and it screwed up other stuff. So I was like, okay, turn that back off. I'll just have to deal with resetting the setting. It's not that hard. I just have to remember to do it. Otherwise, the sound is screwed up, or the video's not in the right resolution, or stuff like that. It's not a big deal, but it's just another thing to do before we get started with stuff. Let's see. That's done. So yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just stuff that I gotta remember to do before we start up this whole thing. But you guys know me. If you know me at all, you know I have a terrible memory when it comes to stuff like that. I had a word with Lenny, and he's certainly not going to be tearing it up down the sewer system. We'll be sticking to Main Street for now. Yeah. There's no taking it in the sewers after I finish cleaning it off yet. Crazy talk. Okay, that's looking better. Okay, how are we doing over here? Not as good. Okay, I wonder if we can use the metal cleaner on this. Is it not filling up? Oh yeah, that works pretty well. Ah, that's nice. That works really well. Okay. Let's maybe switch over to window cleaner. Glass, glass, glass. There we go. Clean all the glass. Nice. Okay. I think all the glass is done. Looks pretty good. Let's see, the brakes are good. Okay. Oh, you know what needs to be done? I guess these tires are still dirty. That one's fine. Let's switch over to metal cleaner again. This one. So I feel like this is going to be an interesting episode because I don't have as much time to you know, zone out and chat with you guys. But we'll do our best. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, this tire. Okay, what's left? Oh, window trim. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Okay, bumpers, indicators, and wing mirrors. There's a wing mirror. Indicators. Must be you. No. Indicators. Is that not an indicator? Why am I pointed way up there and the thing's down here? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, okay, it's the indicator. It's just in the wrong spot. I gotta figure out where it is. I can't figure it out. Did I just see it? There it is. Oh. Yeah, that is dirty. Not anymore, it's not. Bumpers. Okay, it must be the back bumper. Yeah. Okay, there you go. One job down. Very nice. Let's go ahead and open up our tablet. They probably don't want you to stand on the car when you're cleaning it. It's probably not good for it. Alright, there's 250 bucks. Nice. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I always forget to do this. You guys have to remind me. Hang on, let's go to the shop. Where's the shop? That's a good question. Where's the shop? There it is. Let's customize my appearance. Or no, I guess you don't do it from here, do you? You do it from the inventory. That's right. Okay, let's close this. My bad. We'll start the next one before we do. Okay, let's do that first. All right. We're gonna go with. Go back to the front, please. Okay, let's go with the fire truck next. And we'll start that one. FA, we're currently down at Awkward Falls, about to risk life and limb because someone thinks they saw the mayor's cat licking its paw under the waterfall. It's got to stop, and I've had a brainwave. Bring the old truck out from the garage, give it a cleanup, and send the recruits out on their wild goose chase whilst the rest of us get on with all the proper jobs. It's hella filthy, but if you could do your thing and make it sparkling, the mayor will never tell the difference. Thanks, pal. All right, there you go. Hey, FA. FA, is that, I don't know what that is. Any chance you can come hose down our spare truck? The mayor's running us ragged over here. Okay. And go back to the overview, and let's go ahead and start that. Continue. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our inventory and clothing. There it is. That's what I was after. Let's go with, what haven't we used yet? Have we used blue? Let's go with blue. We don't have blue gloves. It goes with blue. We'll go with black. There you go. Black goes with everything. All right. Fire truck. Let's hope this fire truck is not as difficult to clean as the last vehicle was. Although it's not looking promising, I have to say. Yeah, it's already being a pain. Although I suppose the metal cleaner would probably help. Yeah, it's probably the way to go. Refill. So we will talk about the games, guys. There were some things that happened this week that I probably want to discuss that may be of interest to you all. I'm going to be going through a lot of metal cleaner with this one, I think. Whatever this is seems to be stuck on here. Pretty good. Okay, this control panel is still a mess. There we go. I mean, this stuff works. You know, there's a theory that the cat's not really missing. Oh, yeah? That the mayor's using it as a distraction device. Something. I missed that. Hang on. That the mayor's using it as a distraction device so no one notices all that pipeline stuff. Okay, sure. There we go, there's that tire. And there's that rim. Okay. Cute. Well, we're going to go through this stuff like crazy. This soap. Okay. So as usual, I will go through the games, like I said. So let's start with that because it's a. I do want to talk about what we did this week. Okay, this is still going. I can't see the bottom of the screen. It's cut off. Annoying. And yet I don't really want to go into full screen mode. So, God of War. Went fine. We did a lot of story stuff this week, which is good. I needed to do that. But I think at this point, I'm far enough along in the story that I can take a break for a little bit. Like, we spent a couple of weeks doing story stuff, right? So I think what I'm going to do, if the game allows me to anyway, is next week I'm going to move back into exploration for a little while. I would like to explore Svartalheim and complete it as close to 100% as we can get. So, I mean, right now, I think we've been in Svartalheim for a couple of weeks, which is our second visit to Svartalheim, and I think it's our last visit. You can kind of tell by the percentages of how much collectibles you've gotten, if you're going to be back or not, and I don't think we're coming back for the story on that one. Because completion percentages on the collectibles are around 70%. So that seems to me like we're probably not coming back. Everything else is going to be left up to us as just to explore. At least that's what I'm kind of thinking. Hey, bud, do you know if the mayor's cat's still missing? I'm up at the volcano and I think I see him on the outer rim. I'm going in for a closer look. Well, you're asking the wrong person, man. I don't have any idea whether the mayor's cat is still missing. So yeah, I would like to get Svartalheim done as much as I possibly can. As close to 100% as we can get. We may not be able to totally reach it because there may be some stuff that I still can't do. Although maybe not much. We're pretty close to having everything in the game, I think. I base that on the fact that I haven't seen anything else in the game, as far as I can remember, that I now don't have access to as far as like equipment goes. I think I've got it. Why is this still not clean? Why? Why, Stimpy, why? Thank you. So I feel like the world is just about our oyster for collectibles and stuff. There could be some stuff still locked out by story stuff, but like I said, I don't think we're coming back to Svartalheim for the story because it is our second time there. So I don't know if there's any story stuff left in Svartalheim. Could be wrong, but... I feel like we're getting close on Svartalheim. And then I would like to do another exploration of Alfheim. Alfheim is even closer than Svartalheim. Alfheim's like in the high 80s or maybe even low 90 percentages, 90% tile for collectibles. So I'm quite sure we're done with Alfheim as far as the story goes. We won't be back there. And that's also where, what do you call them? The gravel belly is. The boss that I skipped that I shouldn't have skipped. So I'd like to go and take him on again. Okay. So yeah, I'll probably spend a couple of weeks doing some exploration stuff after this week. Like I said, we did a bunch of story stuff for the last couple of weeks. And it was good. I think we've advanced quite a bit. I really do feel like I'm getting pretty close to where I was when I stopped playing the first time I stopped, when I played on my own a couple of years ago. So, yeah. Hey Doc, we have a lovely little job for you up at the house when you're free. No weird stuff, promise. What are we at? We're at 60%. Okay. It's definitely Ulysses. I can see his funny leg. Oh, he's talking about the cat. What are you talking about, man? Why would a cat hang out 10 feet from a lava flow, though? That's a good question. I guess it's like the world's best log fire. Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, this thing's still dirty. Okay. Oh, looks pretty good. So yeah, we'll probably weeks if you guys. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Hang on. Just to let you guys know, I think you guys. Let's see, where are you guys at? I think you're a couple of weeks behind me now, so you guys probably haven't even started the story stuff for the last couple of weeks that I've been working on it. But you will, starting tomorrow, I believe, at the time that I record this. It's so easy to miss that it doesn't have any fluid. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Get the front and back. There you go. Nice, nice. Much better. All right. These windows. There's a, I don't know if you guys remember, or if you played God of War, Ragnarok, or not, but there's a riddle that Brock tells that at the time, I couldn't figure out the answer for it, and they never tell you, or at least they don't, as far as I played what the answer is, but I think I figured it out. And you guys are going to think I looked it up, but I didn't. I think I just figured it out, though. I think I know what it is, but I won't say until I'm actually in the game next week. But I think I know the answer. I couldn't figure it out on stream, but I think I know. Hey Tor, how you doing, man? Wow, long time since I've seen you. How you been? How are we doing on this truck? 69%. Nice. Not bad. That's good. It's good to hear from you. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been alright. You know, keeping busy. Work and gaming, that's what I do. I feel like I'm going to have to get up on top of this truck pretty soon. I think we've done pretty much all the rest of this. Where's my... Do I have a ladder or anything? Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's been going alright. You know, just making my way through the current crop of games and stuff. Now, forgive me because I haven't actually looked at your channel in a while. Did you... I remember that you had done some like musical stuff on your channel. As I remember. But I don't remember the last time I saw... Did you post anything recently? At least I hope I'm getting that right. I'm, you know, I'm sorry if I'm not. I have a bad memory. It's, as we all know. Okay, this looks pretty good. Except for that. I posted a cover with bad sound quality about 6 months ago. Yeah. I'll have to look and see if I saw that. I don't remember getting a notification from your channel. But I might have. I might have seen it. In fact, actually, now that you say that, that does kind of sound familiar. I might have watched it. Were you on the keyboards? Why is this thing doing that? Stop that. Don't fall off. Don't fall off. Ah, this thing. Good Lord. Alright, look you. I don't know how to get into a configuration where I can reach that. Okay, I think we're all right. Okay, that's all good. That's not good. I feel like I'm going to have to get underneath this siren. So I'm probably going to have to get off the truck for that, but we'll come back to it. Okay, I'm within a whisker of Ulysses now. That doesn't seem safe. So I guess they must have found the cat, huh? That must really be the cat. We're up on this outcrop and Mount Rushless is rumbling more than ever. Well, be safe up there. I've always been a dog man and now I know why. It's funny that people say they're... Well, I mean, I guess it's not funny. I understand it. But they say they're dog or cat people. I love all animals. More than I love most people. Let's be honest. I used to have a cat, but I don't have one because I'm allergic to them. So after that one passed away, I didn't get another cat. Also, my wife was not a super huge fan of the cat at the time. I had the cat before the wife, and I think she was kind of glad when it went away. Not glad, I mean, it's not like she hated the cat or anything, but she certainly would not have let me get another one. But I am allergic to cats, so it was always a problem. And actually my daughter is allergic as well. So we never got another cat. This ladder's a pain in the butt. Let's see. Hang on. I gotta get this thing to... Why can't I see this? Hang on. I can't move this. What is going on here? Stop it. Oh, I see. Not me, the guy I go to. It was me on the keyboards. It would be worse. You're doing a Dragon Ball Kakarot. And I was like, now I need to read the manga and watch the anime. I had to give away my family cat after my mom passed. Yeah. Yeah, I worry about that. If something happened to me, I kind of worry about what would happen to my dog. If I can move this over a little bit. Yeah. That's the one thing about having an animal is you kind of have to worry about what's going to happen to them. And then, someday she will pass and that'll be rough. So that's the only bad part about having a pet. There's a million good things about having them, one bad thing about having them. Okay, I'm gonna head down here. Let's get this. Give me that ladder. Where did it go? I feel like I gotta get underneath that, but I'm not sure how to do that. Well, maybe I don't. Okay, good. You. Okay, why don't I have a list yet? Oh, I saw you over here. I wanted to take the cat, but the place I'm at has no pets except service animals. Yeah. Apartments are like that here in the States, or where I am anyway, California. A lot of places won't take animals. Not a problem for me, of course. I have a house now, but okay, what's still dirty? Why is this not giving me a list? You be clean. Yeah, it's still not giving me the list. What the hell? There we go. My flatmate is legally blind but super proud. Okay. So do they have a service animal? Handles, hose, and steps. 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 Oh, this thing. Okay, hang on. We'll need the ladder for that. Yeah, for sure. Hose. Hose. Where's the hose? I don't remember seeing a hose. Huh? Hose. Oh, that thing? Oh, yeah. No, we have said he should get one, but he won't, though. He probably needs one. Yeah. I mean, sure. I would get one if I was blind. Why won't you clean? Okay, you are now in the way. Come here. Go over here. You're in the way. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Handles. Now, what does that mean? All right, let's check out these handles. That one's clean. That one's clean. And how many handles are on this truck? That one's clean. Handle. 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 There's like one handle that's got... Okay, I'm confusion again. That one's fine. That one's fine. Oh, goodness. Can I go up this ladder? No. Are there handles up top? That's the ladder. You! I see you over there. Come here, you. There we go. Absolutely. So would I. Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, they exist for a reason, and they certainly would be a help. I think if you were sight impaired. FA, you're a legend. That is absolutely pristine. Even the rust's gone. That should get the mare off our backs for a while, which means we can all get back to doing the jobs we're paid for. Thanks, pal. Hey, no worries, man. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Continue. Okay. Well, there's another vehicle. Boy, it's vehicle day today, for sure. Clean the penny farthing. All right, let's do it. $10. Came a cropper on the old bicycle. Seems an element of rust may have crept in and seized up the ready stop blocks. Give the old boy a quick swish, and there's a shiny penny bit in it for you. Whew. That seems like you should say that with an accent, but I'm not going to try. This looks like it's going to be kind of a pain. And I'm only getting $10 for it. But okay, let's give it a shot. How are we doing? Already at 23%. That's not bad. But yeah, this is going to be difficult, I think. Let me use this one. Man, you gotta be precise. Get the forks. How are we doing? Well, we're already at 61%. I mean, that's not terrible. Maybe it's not going to be so bad. I feel like, though, what's going to happen is I'm going to get to the end and not be able to figure out what's still dirty. Okay, how are we doing? Looking alright, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, back to the kind of the game overview. I can't really talk about the second game because we didn't do the Saboteur this week. The Saboteur finished last week, which you guys haven't seen yet, but you'll see, I guess, a week from Tuesday. So, like in another little over a week, you'll see the finale. That one's done. I really enjoyed the Saboteur. I mean, that's going to be one of those games that sticks with me for a while. Such a shame they didn't get to do a sequel to that. I don't know whose decision it was to close down Pandemic Studios, but that was just... that's absurd. Of all the studios to close down. The gaming industry just makes no sense. It just really doesn't. You can be totally successful and yet still somehow get shut down. Just don't understand it. Okay, how are we doing here? 98%. Okay. Handlebars, pedals, and seat support. Oh, we're getting close. He wanted to go somewhere a few years back and couldn't get anyone who wanted to take him. They all said, get a service dog and you can go anywhere, which of course he didn't do, so... yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think they're... I don't know anything about it, of course, so I'm I could be wrong, but I don't think they're cheap, right? They cost quite a bit. Although I suppose you could probably get funding for it. I don't really know. Pedals. Okay. Handlebars. What's wrong with the handlebars? Ah. No, but if you prove you need it, you can get it. Okay, yeah, I kind of think you're in England, am I right about that? If I remember right, I could be wrong. I think you can in the States as well. What is wrong with these handlebars? There we go. $10. It's probably more difficult here because everything is, but yeah, I think you can. Wales, but I'm from London. Yeah, okay. I thought so. I remember that story you were from. Clean the recreational vehicle. The recreation vehicle. Okay. All right, let's get into that. Doc, we'd like you to meet our trusty RV. Hang on just a second here, guys. I'm looking at something. Okay, we've only been here for an hour. Jeez. Okay. Before we settled down at Esther's, we traveled around the country, chasing mysteries, doing odd jobs. Just bumbling about, really. One day we might be deep in a wood, the next we're traveling at breakneck speed along country roads, evading the authorities, all of which has taken its toll on our poor RV. Please give her the queen she deserves to reclaim their crown as queen of the open road. $400. All right, let's do it. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Must be close to lunchtime here because it's I'm getting hungry. So yeah, you guys should see the. Hang on. We just wanted to say how grateful Jenny and I are for everything you've done for us. Really helped us get on our feet. Sure. So yeah, you guys will see the finale of The Saboteur. Quickly. It sounds silly, but washing the house when no one else would made such a difference as for the car. Was there more to that statement? Were they going to say something else? Don't know. So yeah, like I was saying, that's a game. The Saboteur is one that I think will stick with me for a long time. I really quite enjoyed it. I can see how people would consider it tedious, though. I mean, if you're a completionist and you want to get all those targets, it was a lot, for sure. No doubt about it. There's no getting around that. That's a rough ask to do 1,400 sabotage targets. But they never got old for me. It never did. To me, they were always fun to do. So. But yeah, I played the new game actually on Friday, since I had Friday off. I'm still on vacation from work. I decided since it was the first episode of a new game, I should probably maybe, and I had the time, I would do it in advance. Playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla at the minute. Oh yeah, nice. The RPG Assassin's Creeds. I don't know. I like them. I just don't know if I have the attention span to really do RPGs anymore. I used to do RPGs all the time, but that's when I was a kid. That was my preferred game type, but now I just don't have the patience for it anymore. Although I am playing Diablo, which it's not really an RPG, I get it, but it's got some similarities, I suppose. I'm playing Diablo on my own time, if you don't already know. I was on vacation for the last 2 weeks, so I found myself with some time, so for just out of the blue, decided I was going to play Diablo. I played Diablo 1, 100%ed it, totally completed. That stupid fight with Diablo at the end, Jesus. Talk about a difficulty spike. Oh my god. Like, by the time I got to Diablo, I could chew through everything in front of me. Just pretty much everything. Unless it was some sort of, like, unique creature or something. I was down in level 16 and I was just blowing through those guys like they weren't even there. And this is the best people he's got, right? This is the last level of the dungeon. And then I hit Diablo and he just kicked my ass. Like multiple times. I mean, talk about a difficulty spike. Oh my god. That's crazy. The change in difficulty. Now, I get it. You're supposed to be difficult. He's the final boss. But, oh my god. I went through 3 belts worth of potions trying to get through him. And the only way I could do it was kind of to cheese it. Because your belt is... I think your belt is 8 potions. I had to use a walkthrough to even think about doing Odyssey. Yeah, I would have to use a walkthrough for any RPG I played, I think. I just can't, I don't have the patience for them anymore, I just don't. So yeah, your belt in Diablo is, I think it's 8 potions, so I had them full of full healing potions. So 8 of them. I went through all 8 and then had to run away, run up the stairs to level 15, refill them, and then go back down. And I had to do that like 3 times. And that's just crazy. That's a crazy difficulty spike. To the point where I'm going to say that's borderline bad game design. I'm sorry. I know that's a hot take, but that's insane. That just means people are going to cheese it. Because you have to. There's no way you're going to beat him otherwise. Not unless you grind equipment, I guess. I suppose you could do that. But I don't want to play through the game 6 times to beat the last guy. I'm not going to do it. So, but I beat that game. And so I moved on to Diablo 2. And I'm almost done with Act 1 of Diablo 2, which I think is, I want to say is 5 acts, but I could be wrong. There's no half-decent one for Valhalla. No? Really? Valhalla's been out for a while, though, right? You'd think they would have them out by now. I think... Well... The thing about text guides and stuff is I think they're kind of done. I want to say text guides are kind of have had their day. So if you're looking for a text guide for a brand new game, yeah, good luck. I don't think they exist anymore. Not... I guess you see them on like IGN and stuff, but our Driving Miss Pebbles live streams flopped. The fans want just want Esther, so we sold the car for a lot. I mean a lot. Ah, yeah. Hang on. I didn't finish reading that. I mean, yes, we do want to supersize Lot. Okay. Not in books, no. Yeah. Like if I see like a web guide anymore, it's always on like IGN. And there are sometimes, I mean, I don't want to give them too much grief, but there's sometimes of questionable quality. They don't always. Sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're not. I tend not to rely on them too much. As much as, you know, they're a good baseline to start off with, but then you kind of have to dig deeper. Because a lot of times they won't have all the information. At least that's what I find. When I'm doing checklists and stuff, often they are the ones that I kind of find first. Because when I do a Google search, that's what comes up. And I'll use them. I'm not saying I won't, but I usually try to double check their stuff. Sometimes they've got questionable stuff on there. But text guides, yeah, I used to do text guides. I had like 4 or 5 text guides up on GameFAQs. True Achievements was Odyssey. I used True Achievements. Oh yeah, okay. Well, yeah, there is that, but aren't they like more? I want to say more achievement focused. Which is fine if getting the achievements means you're going to 100% the game, but for me, that is often not the case, I think. And achievements, I don't know. I get it. I understand why people do them, but... And I like doing them too. I mean, I don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to replay a game more than once to get the achievements. So in that respect, I've had to kind of give up on them because so many games do that. And I don't have time to replay a game. I play a game once, and that's as much as I can do. So, let's see, this is still dirty. Yeah. Like a lot of games are like, okay, in order to get this medal, you got to beat the game on New Game Plus, or you know, this difficulty that's not available from the beginning of the game. It unlocks after you finish the game the first time. Which, you know, I guess I get it. They want you to do the entire. If you want to get the platinum, you got to do the entire game. And they want you to do everything there is to do in the game, and that's fine. I sympathize with that. I am very much like that myself. But I'm not going to play the game more than once. In general. I think I did that for a couple of games. But generally speaking, I won't do it. If there's a difficulty-based achievement that makes you replay the game again, or play again on New Game Plus, I can't. I have too many games on my list that I need to get to. This RV is kind of a pain. I guess I should be using cleaner, huh? Hang on a second here, guys. If we go to the store and go to cleaning liquids. How much cleaner do I have? Metal. Let's get the rest of their metal cleaner. Okay, that's good. Let's try the cleaner. Maybe this will work better. Yeah, I guess it does. Well, for certain things it works better. I mean, it's not bad. I think you gotta fine tune it. So yeah, played the new game on Friday. This is a game, I can't talk about it too much, guys. I mean, I can, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to spoil the surprise. Although, you know, it's going to go up and you guys will see it anyway, but... As soon as I upload it, it shows up on my channel. But you have to be pretty eagle-eyed to see it. So if you do want to know what I'm about to play, if I haven't told you already, you can find out once I upload the video, which I will be doing tomorrow. But if you don't, then don't look. You have to dig pretty deep into my channel to find it, but you can find it. It's a game that I have never played before. I've never even seen, but it's a game I've always wanted to play. I've heard good things about it, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It wasn't quite what I expected, I have to admit. It's fine. It's fine. It's just, it was a bit of an odd one. Let's say bit of an odd one. It's a little, it's an older game, so it's a little bit janky, I think. Or it might just be me not being used to the controls and whatnot, but we'll see. We'll see. I certainly had fun with it, but I struggled in a couple of places. And I feel like it's going to be one of those that it's not going to hold your hand too much, like modern games do a lot of times. So we shall see. There we go. There we go. But yeah, it was fun. I'll edit that today. That's on my list of things to do today. And I think I will upload tomorrow, and you guys will see it in about a week and a half. Well, that's not doing anything because it's empty. We've raided the attic for all of Esther's old stuff and put it all in the vlog. It's gone bananas. Okay, that's good. Like you, no patience for that. Yeah. I would do it if I had no other games to play, but I've got such a huge list of backlog of games that I want to get to, especially now that I do them on the channel, because I'd only play, you know, an hour a week, so it takes a long time to get through games. I mean, you know, like how long have we been playing Lego Star Wars? Like, let's see, I'm on episode, I just did episode 30 today, so that's like 6 months, right? It's a game that you should be able to finish in about a week if you're playing on your own, you know, if you put the time into it. And I have to play them for like months at a time. You know, the only other option in there is to just play one game, and then I can get through them faster. But then, of course, I'm only playing one game at a time. So, I don't know. So yeah, I am looking forward to you guys seeing the new game. I hope you enjoy it. I haven't seen any, well, not that I've gone looking for them, obviously, but I haven't seen any playthroughs on YouTube. I'm sure they exist, but it's maybe not a very commonly played YouTube game. Not like God of War or something that everybody has played. So try this again. Out of metal cleaner. Oh, bloody hell. Well, that's not good. Now we got to do this manually. And we're only 50% of the way done with this thing. And I don't think they have any more in the store. I've used it all. So the next one to talk about is Dragon Ball. And you know, I never really have very much to say about Dragon Ball. It's because it's kind of, what do I want to say about Dragon Ball? It's got an interesting story, for sure. I mean, it is a story-based game, which is punctuated by occasional bouts of boss fights. So I had several today, or several yesterday, several boss fights. So we actually made a lot of progress in the story, which I expected because I've done all the side missions that I can do, and all 10 out of the 11 side missions are done for this particular saga. So I expected, since we had done all those, the story missions were going to go pretty fast. And I don't think I can really even do anything else. Like, I can't train or collect Dragon Balls or talk to Roshi or anything. It's all pretty much bam bam story all the way through. So we do have a side mission that's going to come up eventually. There are guides with no commentary, but sometimes they need to be told as well to see if there's other way to spot on the map or something. For Odyssey, you mean? Yeah, yeah. I know that Tag is going to play those games. He's working his way through, or he just finished the first one, which was, oh god, I'm drawing a blank on the name. What was the first RPG one they did? Is that Odyssey? Origins. Origins, that's what it was. He just finished Origins. He's gonna work his way through them, yeah. Yeah. So he's gonna move on to the next one, which is that Odyssey next? I don't keep super huge track of the RPG games. Oh man, the underside's all messed up too. What's up with that? I wonder if I can get this like this. Just gonna get the undercarriage, don't mind me. Jenny's changed too. Traded in cryptozoology for cryptocurrency. Itty bitty coin looks like that next big thing if you need a tip. Yeah. I actually knew somebody who went into crypto as like a full-time thing. I don't know how it turned out though. That seems like one of those things you have to get in on just as it's starting up. But what do I know? I don't know anything about it. Oh dear, oh dear. This is a mess. So yeah, Dragon Ball went fine. I mean, we are on episode 4, or Saga 4, I should say, which is the final saga of the main game, the non-DLC portion of the game. And we're about halfway through it, I think. We're on episode 4-ish, I believe, if I remember right, out of 8 total episodes in that saga. So yeah, we're a good chunk of the way through it. But again, like I said, I finished 11 out of 12 of, no, sorry, 10 out of 11 of the side missions already. So we may be further along than I even think, because it goes pretty fast once you're not doing side missions and stuff. If you're just doing main story, it's just boom, boom, boom. So I will say, though, and I said this in game, I've said this a couple times in game, I do not understand the relationships in those games. I don't know if this is a Japanese thing, but they make no sense to me. Apparently, I don't get it. I wouldn't be in a relationship with any of those people, to be honest. But yeah. So, but yeah, if you do a ton of side stuff for Dragon Ball, you will bang through the story. Yeah. Yeah, I just flew through this last episode. So the episode before last, which is the one I think you guys will see this week, I did a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but like 2 more side stories, and they were the last 2 that were available. Numbers 9 and 10, I guess it is. And so I was thinking, well, once those were done, and those take up a fair amount of time. But I was thinking, yeah, and then the game like tells you as you start that part of the story that, hey, you won't be able to do any other stuff until you finish the game. So yeah, it's just, there's nothing else to do. It's just bang bang right through the story missions. And yeah, I made a lot of progress this week. Like just blew through like a bunch of sub chapters. So I don't know how much longer that game's going to go. I know we have a lot of DLC to do, so yeah, there's that. But I feel like we're coming up... Well, okay, we're coming up on the end of the saga, which I think will be not too many more episodes. But then after the saga is over, we have a lot of intermission stuff to do, and it's the longest intermission of the entire set of intermissions. So it's going to be a bit in there. But those are just intermission stories. I mean, some of them go pretty fast. It's just basically sub stories, right? It's the same as the side stories in the when you're in the sagas. So some of them are long, some of them are short. But yeah, it's going all right. It went fine. Boy, these things. Goodness gracious. Okay. What's up with the spare wheel? I don't see much else on it. And yet it says it's still got quite a bit. Has it got a back? Yeah, sort of, kind of. How am I supposed to be able to reach that? From the top? So yeah, it's fine. To me, Dragon Ball, it's interesting, but at the same time, there's a little bit of tedium to it. It's a lot of fighting, and that's basically all it is, interspersed with half-hour cutscenes. So, which is fine. I don't mind it. It's just different than my usual kind of game. It's kind of a weird one. Oh, for the love of Pete, come on now. So is this thing... I don't know. Okay. I might play Kakarot once I finish Absorb Dragon Ball. I started watching the show myself. Like Dragon Ball itself, not Kakarot or any of its successors, just the original show. I've made it up to the Red Ribbon Army one, which I'm kind of finding... I'm having a hard time getting through that one, to be honest. It's not as interesting to me as like the previous couple of sagas, which I'm not going to be able to tell you what they were because I'm going to draw a blank, but it was interesting. Bulma and Gohan and the pig, what's his name? Olan? What's the pig's name? He's funny. But yeah, the Red Ribbon Army saga, it's just kind of Gohan on his own. The first tournament and Pilaf. Yeah. Those were good. Oolong. Yes, Oolong. That's right. I like Oolong. He was hilarious. But yeah, in the Red Ribbon Army saga, it's pretty much just Gohan by himself. They lost Bulma and Oolong and everybody. Yamcha. Was Yamcha in it? I want to say he was. Am I misremembering? I might be mixing up the game with the show. Kid Goku. Yeah, that's right. It's funny how, at least in the game, I don't really know, but in the show, Gohan is no, Goku. I'm getting them mixed up, aren't I? It's Goku in the first show, who's a child, and he looks precisely like Gohan. They use the same exact model in the game, anyway, because of course in the show he doesn't exist yet. But and then in Saga 4 of the game, Gohan grew up, and now he's like young adultish teenager kind of guy. But they put in another kid, like Chi-Chi apparently had another child with Goku, and before he left, spoiler there. But he's exactly the same model. like they didn't even change him at all. They changed his voice, but all right, this is all done. This is all done. Okay, cool. We got all this. All right, still a mess, but so it's funny they keep using that same drawing for the various children. Oh, and the other child, not Trunks, Krillin. He was in the original cartoon. And of course, Master Roshi. The original DB, they used the same English via a voice actor for Kid Goku and Gohan. Oh, did they? Huh. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. They're identical. that's one of the reasons I get them mixed up so much, because in the game I'm playing adult Goku and child Gohan. Is that right? Am I getting that right? But in the show, it's child Goku. So it's really confusing. I mean, and I'm bad at that in the first place. It's just even worse now because I can't keep them straight. But yeah. So it makes sense that they use the same model. Yeah. Yeah, and in the game, I think they just reused the same exact model. Although I do say they change them up quite a bit, you know, for like the Super Saiyans. So they modify them a fair amount. You got to give them credit for they're not being lazy or anything. But it cracks me up because in the game, like everything started off, you got 100 XP for this or 200 XP for that, and as time went by, now it's like they keep upping the antes, right? So it's like now I get 1,000,000 XP for defeating Vegeta or whatever. It's kind of funny. I find it funny. It's like the power creep in that game is real. It's a thing. And we've gone from Super Saiyan, which was the ultimate for a while, and now we've gone to Super Duper Saiyan, which is not the official term, but it's like it's a level 2 Super Saiyan. And I think there's another one coming up after that. They just have to keep upping the ante. I mean, which is, you know. I get it, but if you look back on the original saga, It's like those guys are peanuts compared to the guys we're dealing with now. Imagine Buu. I'm up to the Dragon Ball Z era of Dragon Ball. Oh yeah? So you've seen all of the Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball ones? Yeah, I'll get to the Red Ribbon Army eventually. It's just taking me a while. I think I'm most of the way through it. Goku has just gone into like the snow level. And he met up with that family, and I think, if I remember right, the last thing I saw, like most of them got... They were attacked by the Red Ribbon Army, I believe. Something like that. One of the things I really like about long-running series, and this goes for any series, one of the reasons I will watch a really, really long-running series, even though I don't watch a lot of TV, if it's a long-running series, I find it interesting just for that purpose, because, like, for example, Star Trek or Doctor Who or... those are both science fiction, but it doesn't have to be science fiction. Those are long-running series, and I like to see how things evolve over time, like people's attitudes towards like women or technology, how it evolves over the course of the show. Like when do they start talking about computers? Good example is comic books is the same way. Like I was reading Marvel comics, like the original Marvel comics back from the 1930s, and started reading some of those, and no, not some of them, all of them, everything I could get my hands on. The only ones I missed were do you know the original Marvel comics when they were Timely Comics? They were 1930, I want to say 33, 34, something like that. They did 1 year where they did four, well really, they planned to do like 4 comics. And, why can't I put this down? This is not high enough. Where's my ladder? There it is. And you can't get them. They were never digitized, and they're like, there's only like 6 remaining copies that are known, and of course that's on purpose. You don't want to devalue that comic by digitizing it and putting it online, but so those you can't even read unless you're a millionaire and you can afford to buy one. But other than that, I think I've read just about everything from the 30s and 40s from Marvel. And, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm a good chunk of the way through the 40s. I haven't finished the 40s yet. But it's interesting to see people's attitudes towards women. Or some of those things are blatantly racist. Some of them are just... Oh my god, they just would so not fly today. But that's one of the appeals to me, is to watch how things evolve over time. And comics are especially interesting in that they came out, weekly, so you can really watch with some granularity how they evolve. So yeah, it's fun to watch, or it's fun to see. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to that. Let's see. We raided the attic for all of Esther's old stuff and put it on the vlog. It's gone bananas. And what's fascinated me the most is the telemetry. I'm really getting into the analytics. Jenny's changed up too, trading in crypto. We read this. The upshot of all this, we want you to have the RV. We can't have her sitting idle. She's born for the open road. Maybe you could take your job to other countries. Maybe you know someone on the lookout for one. Huh, nice. Yeah, the OG Human Torch. Yeah, absolutely. And Captain America. Yep, those were the 2 big ones. And, what's his name? Namor, the submariner, who is like the predecessor to DC's Aquaman. Those were the 3 big ones, in the 40s. 30s and 40s. But I have to say they're a little bit difficult to read for me because they're not. They're not. They were meant for children. Let's be honest. They were not meant for adults. They're children's. At the time, comics were made for children, and they're not especially deep. They're all kind of formulaic, so they are kind of difficult to get through sometimes. And they're each book. And back then the books were big. They were like 60 pages each. And we're in the middle of World War II as I'm reading through these. And so there's a lot of World War II stuff. And in fact, they were kind of obsessed with World War II in those books, which is understandable. I mean, it was a big deal back when it was going on. It was, that's totally understandable why they would be so focused on World War II. But everything was about World War II in those books. But yeah, of course, there's no mention of computers really, and their ideas of what happened in space are laughable today. But yeah, it's super interesting to me. That's the part that I find fascinating is how they change over time. Like the first female superhero that they had was this woman who I think her name was oh gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head. It was Black something, Black Dahlia or Black something. She dies in the very first episode and becomes a servant of the devil, and her job was to defeat evil people so that the devil could have them sooner. That was her job, and so that's how they portrayed the first female superhero. So, otherwise, there weren't any, not really. But they were, and like I said, the books were big, but there were multiple stories in those books, right? So there were each story was like 10 or so pages, 10 or 15 pages, for the most part. I'm reading OG Superman at the moment, and Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, Thor, Ant-Man, Iron Man. Yeah, I haven't gotten to any of those yet. Well, Superman is DC, of course. But Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Thor, all those guys are post Fantastic Four, which came out in the late 40s? Was that right? You tell me. That was a huge shift for Marvel Comics, the Fantastic Four. That was where they really leaned into superheroes. I know they made Lois Lane black in one issue. Didn't they really? Huh. I did not know that. So yeah, anyway, I don't know how we got on this subject. Something about Dragon Ball. But yeah. First Fantasy 61. Oh, 61. Was it that late? Huh. Okay. Published, yeah. That's one thing I learned about the original comic books is you can't really trust the date on the cover. That's not the date on the cover is not the date that they were published. Which is interesting, at least for Marvel. I don't know anything about DC, really, honestly, except what I see in the movies, so I can't really say how DC works. But in Marvel Universe, back when they were Timely Comics, the dates on the covers were actually the date that they were supposed to stop selling them, from what I understand. That's the date when the comic book stores threw them away. From what I'm given to understand. The difference in treatment in time and technology. Yeah. To me, that's just fascinating. that's the reason I read them. They're not particularly good stories, at least, especially not in the 30s and 40s. They're all kind of samey, and Captain America. I mean, they're not terrible or anything, but you read one and you kind of read them all. But what I am interested in is how things change over time, and that's fascinating to me. That's always been fascinating to me. How people's attitudes shift from one year to the next. And in the world of comic books, since they come out so frequently, it's a slow shift, but you can see it happening as time goes by. But yeah, some of those books, like the young, it's been a while since I've read them, but the Captain America spinoff with the young kids just has a character that is just, it's cringy. Is the only way to put it. Yeah, just blatantly racist. And the thing of it was, the comic book got in trouble for being too progressive. That's why the Comic Codes Authority was invented, because people were worried they were corrupting kids with their damn progressive nonsense. They called it, it's not what they said, but that's what it was. Yeah, as compared to this day and age, no, you could never publish some of the books. In fact, they won't even put on. So in Marvel, they have a service which I'm subscribed to, which has all the books digitally online, right? But some of those old ones are very incomplete, and some of them they simply won't put on because they're that bad. And then other ones they'll put on, but they'll put a disclaimer in front of it saying, it was the 30s, guys. This is how people acted, or these are the attitudes of people in the 30s. Unlimited. Yeah. That's the one I'm subscribed to. DC dates were out of sync a couple of months for a few issues. Oh, were they? Yeah. I think Marvel was, timely. They were like that for a long time. The published date on the cover was not the day they actually came out. It wasn't even close. They were off by months. So, when you're talking about the old comics, you got to be careful about which date you're really talking about. Most people use the cover date, I think, for the most part. Okay, how are we doing here? We're at 98%. Cool. But I still don't have a list. Let's see. This roof looks like it's pretty clean. Oh, it's this ladder. Yeah. This ladder's all messy. Well, I can't have that. So yeah, that's another ongoing project I've got going on. I have too many ongoing projects going on. But whatever, it's fine. There's that. Man, this thing is just difficult. This is where I need metal cleaner. I'm about to fall off this thing. That one's done. I think I can get a ladder back here. But, Yeah, that was inevitable. Unlimited have all Spider-Man and X-Men with the re-releases of old comics, but yeah, old comics you got to check and double check to make sure they are correct. Yeah, yeah. There's a database that I was using, which I think is just called Marvel Database or something. That's online that you can access, which has a pretty complete list of all the comics. I'd say pretty complete because I have noticed some omissions around the time you get into the 70s or so, 70s or 80s. Like, they're missing some Incredible Hulk stuff, or they were anyway. I mean, they're constantly updating it, so it could be updated by now. But like, I was kind of using it for a while, and it's pretty complete up through the 60s, I think. And then after that, you got to start being a little careful because it's missing some stuff. But you know. Given the fact they have thousands of books, yeah, you got to you can't give them too much grief. Hey, the ladder's done. Nice. Okay, what else we got? This left body. Oh, man. What would be... There you go. Nice. This. They're missing a lot of Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. Are they? So you know of it. We probably use all the same resources. Okay, I didn't know. I've only really studied it up until like the 60s. I kind of used it to help me make my own kind of spreadsheet of stuff that I've read and stuff that I'm missing or that I haven't read. And so I was able to cross-check it with a couple of other references, but you know, they're the primary references as far as I'm aware. And but I did notice they were missing some Incredible Hulk stuff. And I think it's in the 70s, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked at it, but this bumper's not done. Why not? Why are you not finished? There we go. And yet still, I do not have a list. You rat bastards. Window. Haha. There you go. It's tires. It's usually something small. Exhaust. Oh, how dare you. How very dare you. Let's see. They had 6 issues of Hulk in the 60s, and they rebooted the comic, I believe. 6 issues of Hulk in the 60s. Yeah. There was some stuff going on in the 70s, I think, with Marvel. I don't know about DC. They probably weren't doing too well either. I think they were doing kind of badly because I seem to remember that it was like the X-Men that they basically canceled for like a long time, and they just did reprints. There's that. And I don't know what else they would have done over that time. So I don't know what is missing. I don't have a list yet on this guy. Why for are you still not giving me a list? The OG Hulk run was with Ant-Man Then that stopped. Yeah. With Hank Pym. The original Ant-Man. Aha, I just saw something. Wiper. Okay, there we go. Now we got so 2 windows. Okay, hang on. Window up, this one. Aha. Come on, you. What's your deal? Is it up top? Yeah, it sure is. You rat bastard. Okay, there's one window. And then it says there's another window, but I don't see any problems with the windows. Why? Window. Is it the other door? Maybe it's the other door. Oh, there it is. Okay. There you are, and this ladder's gonna be right in my way. Okay. There we go. Windows are done. Brake lights. Well, that one's fine. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the brake lights. What are you calling a brake light? Oh, these things up here? Oh yeah, this thing that I never finished. Ah, you. I put this here. Come on. Yeah. Okay, there's that, and then 2 indicators. So this indicator's fine. That indicator's fine. What about those? Are brake lights? There's no indicators up here. Oh, these guys. I bet you these. Yeah, there you go. All right, give me that ladder again. Chris Claremont was the guy who saved the X-Men. When I finish Tales to Astonish, I won't read any more of him unless he's in the Avengers. Yeah. So, I have to admit something. I was originally thinking I was going to read all of them. Because you know me, I'm a completionist. But a lot of what you find in Marvel in the... There we go. In the 40s and 50s is romance novels, which I have no interest in. Hey, F.A., get yourself over quick as you can. We got to interrupt everybody. Thanks. So, yeah. So I was like, I don't want to read a bunch of... I mean, then they went on for a long time. Right up until the Fantastic Four published in, like, 61. And even beyond. I mean, it's not like they stopped right away, but they kind of faded out after that. But yeah, not really my thing. So, I mean, I have a list of them, but I haven't read any of them. I would imagine they're just as bad as you probably think they are. All right, let me look. Do this. Cool. Harper here. Just want to thank you again for gifting me the RV. I'm about to hit the road, heading for pastures unknown. She's so beautiful and so clean. I know you said not to, but I've sent some cash over. Maybe put it towards a washer upgrade. Take care and keep an eye out for any interesting jobs for you. And I'll keep an eye. You're the best. Okay. And then the fire helicopter. Let's do one more. because actually I'm not finished talking about the games anyway, so let's go ahead. Hey, FA, we got one heck of a dirty copter on our hands. Your buddy Cal got himself into a real spot of bother up on Mount Rushless. Poor guy was so delirious from volcanic fumes he thought the mayor's hellish feline was up there with him. He's fine now, but the copter looks like something dug up from the bowels of the earth, which it nearly was. We've got TV crews arriving later, so if you can do what you do so well, it'd sure get us out of a jam. Thanks again, pal. All right, let's do it. This really is like vehicle week this week. I mean, that's all we've been doing are cars. I would imagine we've done most of them by now. I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't have a list for this game, which I'm not really supposed to. It's not the point of this game. It's just supposed to be a casual playthrough. But it does make me wonder how many vehicles there are in this game, because I feel like we've done quite a lot. Yeah, unless you can care about characters, generally old comics are hard because as you said, the writing always genre or character flaws at the time you even read old Superman. It's hard for that reason. Yeah. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. It's yeah, and it's quite stereotypical in a lot of places. And sometimes quite cringy, but interesting from a standpoint of technology and attitudes and stuff. That's what I like about it. That's what I find interesting about it. I think I would like it better if they weren't like little sub stories. Like, I'm more into the bigger ones, like the longer stories, which they did one time in the 40s, in the Namor versus the Human Torch episode, or not episode, book. I think they did a full book on that one fight between Namor and the Human Torch, which was really fascinating. I love that one, and I think they got a really good reception from it. And I don't know why they didn't go back to it. And again, they kept with their 10-page stories, which, I mean, what can you do in 10 pages, right? Nothing really. It's just there's no character development there in 10 pages of story. So this is the same reason I've never really been that into short stories either. It's the same thing. I've read some very good short stories, don't get me wrong, but when I pick up a book of short stories, it's like usually, I got to get through this book, because they don't usually do anything for me, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they do. But I have a bad attitude towards short stories, and that's exasperated in comic books. They start doing that in the 70s if they are not annuals. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I was going to see if how many of them I could read, and so I was reading through the 40s, and I got through about 44, 45, I guess, like reading straight through. Yeah, that gets to be hard. It's just because there's not a lot of variety there, I have to admit. It's kind of the same story over and over again a lot of times. Captain America is kind of funny. I mean, Bucky is nothing like the Marvel Bucky, the movie Bucky, at all. Which, you know, it's not surprising. He's a kid. That may change later on, I suppose, but I don't know. I think he does at some point. I learned about the fate of Bucky in the comic books. Didn't mean to, but somehow it got spoiled for me. And but of course, nobody ever dies in comic books. That's just a truism. No one has ever died in a comic book, not permanently. That's not true. That's a little bit of hyperbole, but major characters don't die in comics. I should put it that way. Actually, characters die all the time in comic books. In the ones in the 40s, like every villain ever dies at the end of the book. Like they don't have recurring villains, and that's one of the things that bothers me about them. Because if you have to kill off your villain every time, you don't really get interesting villains. You just get generic, mobsters or whatever. It's not especially interesting, but. Wolverine's IQ was nerfed in this films compared to comics. Same with Captain America. Yeah. Well, the Captain America that I'm reading, now this is again 40s, so we're talking World War II here, is just what you expect. He was meant to be super patriotic and which he is in the movies, I get it, but not like he is in the comic books. And he was done that way on purpose. We're talking World War II, where the army was actually paying them to keep up like morale and stuff. In fact, what's that stamp guy's name? I don't know if you know this one, Tor. But there was one hero, I put that in quotes. He was a boy, and his job was to sell war bonds. And the army not the army, but the military commissioned that comic. And it was a running series for a while. And his job was to promote the selling of war bonds. I can't remember what his name was off the top of my head. It's been a little while since I've read him, I have to admit. It's not a recent thing. I probably last picked one up 6 months ago. But, yeah, I can't remember what his name was, but he sold war bonds, and it was to encourage people to buy war bonds because the military needed that to fund tanks and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, Captain America. He was. I think he evolved quite a bit in the comics from where he started. I don't know that sort of specific. Yeah, it was a whole series, and it lasted through World War II until World War II ended, and I think he kind of faded away. But yeah, he was usually. So there's usually like 5 or 6 stories in a particular book, and he was usually like the last story of the book. Usually. But he was pretty much in most Captain America books. And you'd occasionally find him in like the Human Torch or Namor books as well. But yeah. But yeah, that was his purpose. He was there to sell, or to get people excited about buying war bonds. But he would solve, that's not, it's not like he went around, that's all he did. He solved crimes and such. He rode a bicycle. I knew Cap was wartime morale. Yeah. I'm forgetting the names now. I wish I had a better memory. But there was the kid with the monkey who was in the same thing. He had his monkey's name was I can't come up with it, but him and his monkey, he would solve crimes as well. Some of those stories are funny. Hey, why didn't that come off? I think Iron Man was Cold American Defense Patriotism. Yeah, I would imagine. I haven't gotten that far. But yeah. I think the original Iron Man was quite different from the Marvel movies. In fact, he was a minor character, as I understand it. A very minor character before the movies. Cold War American, yeah. Boy, getting in all these nooks and crannies is tough. Let me tell you. I can't seem to get this landing gear clean. Not even the tire. Goodness gracious. Since that tire's still dirty, I don't see. Yeah, the characters would do it because that's all they had to give at the time. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, Stan Lee went off to war with everybody else, and even when he came back, like many war veterans, he was kind of, that was his life experience. So I mean, they didn't stop in 1945 after the war ended. They kept right on going with war stuff for a while. Yay, there we go. That's finally done. So, I better get to the next game before we run out of... Although we're in no danger of finishing this anytime soon. I do want to talk about Immortals for a minute. Because today was an interesting day on Immortals. X-Men with Fox, Hulk, and Universal in that respect. X-Men with... Yeah. So, today, twice, we had another instance of when the game was running, it blew the circuit in my room. Twice. And this is after having the everything else in my room unplugged. I don't know what it is about that game. And I mean, I literally have everything else in this room unplugged. The printer's unplugged. My guitar amps are unplugged. The circuit that is on also controls another bedroom, which is the guest bedroom. Everything in there is off. The only thing in the guest bedroom really is the TV, and I I've turned that off. So I don't know why that game is blowing my circuit. And it's only that game. Nothing else does it. But it'll pop the circuit. And sometimes it'll run, like some weeks it'll go just fine. And then this week I had it do it twice in a row. So I was hoping last time it did that it was the printer coming on to clean itself, because the printer does that. So that's why I unplugged the printer, because I can't trust that thing. You can't tell it not to clean itself. It's going to clean itself no matter what. But I don't want it doing it while I'm running that game. I'm telling you, Doc, even if I'm goosed on CO2, I can still tell the difference between a limping ginger tomcat and a pyroclastic flow. But yeah, even without all that stuff running, it still popped the fuse twice today. So, and the second time it did it, I got to tell you, I was getting irritated because it's a pain in the butt. Then I got to reset everything, and I was this close to saying, screw that game, we're not going to play it. But I can't not play modern games, and just because I don't know what's going on. My power supply for that computer is a 1200 watt power supply, which that fuse should be able to handle, no problem. The fuse is rated for 1500 watts, I believe. I'm pretty sure. 1.5 kilowatts, right? So the only things I have plugged in are the computer, so that's going to be 1200. The monitors, which I looked it up, the monitors at full load, which they will run about 80 watts or so. So you're up to 160, so you're up to 1360 with that. And then there's just minor stuff like the speakers and stuff, but everything else is unplugged. So I don't see why we're getting to 1500. I don't understand that. That power supply should not be pulling more than 1200. I think. I mean, unless I'm not understanding something. And so, yeah, I think what I'm going to do, what I did do today, is after the second time I did it, I turned the monitor down to 2K resolution instead of 4K. And it ran fine the rest of the day. But I don't know if that's a long-term. The problem with intermittent problems like that is you never know if you fix them or not until it stops happening. So I'm going to try running it at 2K instead of 4K for that game, in the hopes that maybe the video card will need less power. Because I don't know what else to do. I can't have it keep doing that. That's just not. It's not going to be. That's not sustainable. So, yeah, there's that. Your PSU maybe. Yeah, well, like I said, it's 1200. It's a 1200 watt power supply. So, why would it be popping a 1500 watt fuse? Now I can see in conjunction with other stuff. If there was other stuff running, yeah, sure. If that's pulling 1200 and I'm getting 300 for something else, and all it takes is a little bit of a surge. But I don't know. It's a platinum rated power supply, so it shouldn't really be pulling more than that, unless it pulls higher and then reduces it down to 1200 for the computer. I don't know. I don't actually know if that's true or not. I'll have to look it up. Maybe that's what's happening. But I mean, we are stressing the computer. That's not a brand new game, but it's a modern game, and it's running at 4K. I've got two monitors running at 4K. I've got the recording software going at the same time, which tends to be pretty powerful or power hungry. So yeah, it's stressing the computer for sure. So I don't know, maybe it's pulling. So it's the GC in conjunction with your PSU. You have to tone down the graphics. Yeah. Sure. We're gonna try the 2K resolution for a while and see if that takes care of it. I shouldn't have to. I don't know. It doesn't seem right that I should have to tone down my graphics to avoid blowing a fuse. That's crazy. I don't know. I could call an electrician, but what are they going to do? You know, I don't want them putting in a bigger fuse because those fuses are there for a reason. I don't want to start a fire. So maybe some new RAM. It's brand new RAM. I don't think the RAM would be causing any issues. I don't know. I don't know what the power consumption on RAM is. I do have 4 sticks, so maybe it's a lot. But I mean, everything runs off the PSU, right? Or the PSU. So wouldn't that be all together in that one? I got a 1200 because that's what I was told I needed with my configuration by PC Parts Picker. I originally was going to go with a 1000 watt, but they said that might be a little bit low. I think it was running close to that according to their specs. They said I was running like 990 or something, and so they recommended going up to 1200 watt power supply. So honestly, I shouldn't be hitting that high. I don't know. Maybe I've got a faulty power supply, but it's possible, I suppose. I feel like it shouldn't be hitting 1500. I don't really understand what's going on with that. Even if you add up everything that's going on in my office, I've got everything unplugged other than the computer and recording equipment. What else would it be? And the monitors. So I don't know. We'll try the 2K resolution. I'm still going to release in 4K. It's just going to be upscaled. Sorry about that, guys. I know that sucks. But I can't have the computer shutting down in the middle of my recording sessions. That's just not... That's not a thing that can happen. I need reliability in my systems. So I'm curious to see if it ever happens with any other games. I'm not running anything else that's modern. Maybe I'm thinking it isn't the RAM stuff that powers gaming. My only computer expertise comes from PC. Yes. Right. I've built all my PCs. Pretty much. Because I require a fairly powerful PC, so you can't buy those really. Okay, how are we doing here? We're at 33%. This is going to be a long one. But let's try and finish it. I would like to finish this today, so... yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully the dropping it down to 2K will solve the problem. It's not my favorite solution because, you know, I paid for 4K monitors. And I feel like I should be able to use my 4K monitors, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, I won't worry too much about this right now. Let's get you up here. And also, I don't like upscaling. If I can avoid upscaling, I will, but sometimes it can't be avoided. I think upscaling is better than just posting in 2K, but I don't know if you guys have an opinion about that, let me know. I haven't really noticed any problems with upscaling. So like some games don't natively support 4K, like for example Lego. It does run in 4K, but it's not native. It's just been upscaled by the engine. That game is too old to have known that 4K was going to exist. So yeah, And it looks fine to me. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think, but I never had any problem with it being upscaled. Looks fine. I mean, it's Lego, right? So it's not super high resolution graphics anyway, but... So, as far as the gameplay of Immortals, it was fine. I don't really have anything to say about it. It's I did exploration today. I think we did we do a mission? I know we had a side mission that popped up. I can't remember if I finished it or not. Jeez, I just did it like 3 hours ago. I can't remember if I finished it. I think I finished it. One thing's for sure, letting the chief know my predicament saved my smoky bacon. I owe you one. Sure. But yeah, it was mostly exploration and stuff. So it was fine. I did do a couple of bosses, a couple of lieutenants, I guess they are. So that was pretty good. I still have that one boss to do that I didn't do. Azo, the harpy one. That's like a legendary creature or something. Or it's a lieutenant or something like that. Yeah, I think I did 2 legendary creatures today and then no lieutenants. That's what it was. So neither of the legendary creatures was especially difficult. One was a bear, and one was some sort of bird. They certainly like their birds in that game, for sure. The birds are a pain in the butt. Because you can't really hit them without flying up to them. Which, thank God for that one godly power that lets you pull yourself to them, but geez, you know. That requires stamina and whatnot. So... I wanted to get into rig building, but I couldn't get anyone to teach me. Sure. I mean, I never really had anybody teach me. I just figured it out. It's probably not the recommended way to do it, but there's nothing super difficult about it, except for the I/O panel stuff, like the front panel connections. Those can be tricky. And there's certain things you have to know. I guess that's true, like RAM slots, where to put the RAM slots. But you know, they have manuals for that stuff, so. I don't know. No one ever taught me. I just did it. And all my rigs have worked just fine. For the most part. I think my last one had one issue with the front panel that I never really bothered to figure out because it wasn't that important to me. So yeah. My current RAM, I still have to go into the BIOS and fix it. It's running at 3,200 mega transfers per second, and it's rated for, I think it's 56 or 50 something, 5200. The reason it's lower than it should be is because of there's the setting in the BIOS you have to turn on, and I just haven't configured it yet. There's stuff like that that you have to. Why can't I go through here? What's going on? Oh, the blades are in the way. That's what it is. Okay, never mind. Oops. Did not mean to hit that. Sorry. So yeah, my RAM is running slower than it should, but that's just because of the BIOS. I have to go in there and change it, which I'll do one of these days. Well, we're going to lean right up against the rotors, huh? Are you supposed to do that? Ding. Let's see. I haven't watched your individual Lego runs unless you knew it, like the backhand, like GTA 5 run you did, but unless you knew it like the back of your hand, like the GTA 5 run you did. But I will play Immortals eventually. Immortals is fun. I feel like I can understand why it wasn't a huge hit. It is somewhat repetitive, especially in the early thing. I think it changes up a little bit as you get into different regions, but you're spending so much time in that first region, and there's so much to do there that it feels repetitive. So I get it. I understand why people didn't really connect with it that much. I think it's a good game. I feel like it's good, but I do understand the repetitive nature of it. It can be a little bit repetitive. I mean, it's an Ubisoft game. That's just kind of the nature of it. They are what they are. You kind of know what you're getting into when you get into an Ubisoft game. Oh man, come on now. What's your deal? There we go. That tail rotor blade is not totally done. That's done. That's done. There you go. Brilliant. This one's missing something. Probably on the side or bottom. There you go. Okay, tail's done. Or at least up to the rotor. So, I mean, you know, it went fine. There's nothing really to say about Immortals. It was just exploration today. I followed your remastered Star Wars trilogy, which I think is also part of the reason I haven't watched this Lego run. Yeah. I mean, I get it. The Lego games, which, well, that's a good segue into the Lego game. Other than the setting, they are all kind of samey. So, I get why people don't necessarily watch all of them. I think they tried to change up Lego Star Wars 3 a bit with the ground assaults and bounty hunter missions. Well, the bounty hunter missions did appear in Lego, the original Lego runs, right? But yeah, they tried to make some differences. I don't know that it entirely works for me. It's fine. I also think they tried to up the difficulty a little bit, and I don't know. What I find about the Lego Star Wars 3 is it's, as far as frustration factor goes, it's more frustrating than any of the other games. Like the things they want you to do to get the canisters, the 10 canisters, sometimes are totally obscure. Like I just had one today. Like there's no way you're going to know to do that without looking it up. There just isn't. We had a battle with General Grievous, and in this battle there were some droidekas wandering around. And to get one of the canisters, what you had to do was at a particular point in the fight, you had to take the shields off the droidekas, pick them up with the Force, and throw them at him. And you had to do this 5 times. There is no way you're going to know to do that. How are you going to know? There's just... Yeah, it's stuff like that. It's just like the really obscure solutions that you would never think of that kind of make it frustrating sometimes, because those levels are not short. They are sometimes really long. And so, you know, I try to do them without looking anything up, especially the first time I do it, and when I'm in free play. So I tried, you know, I have the extra that shows you where the canisters are, but it doesn't show you how to get them. So the first time I do it, I use those arrows to tell me where they are, and then from there I try to figure out what I'm supposed to do. But sometimes it is so obscure that there's just no way you're ever going to figure it out. And then I miss it, and then I have to go back and replay it. And then at that point I'll look it up, because I'm not going to play it for a third time. If I get to a point where I see where it is, but I don't know how to get it, I'll look it up. I'll do my best to figure it out first, but then after that it's like, nope, forget it. Let's see. Are you going to do the Harry Potter's fight? I'm definitely going to do the Harry Potter's 5 through 7. Yes. That comes after. I'm doing them in release order. So what comes after Star Wars is going to be Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a relatively short game compared to the others. There's only 20 levels. There's no like real extra stuff. It's basically just the levels and then the free plays. So it's basically just running through 40 levels. Shouldn't take us too long. And then after that is Harry Potter 5 through 7. So yeah, I'll be running those. Yeah, I don't understand. We just worked out how to complete games before. Yeah, I know, right? That's how they sold guidebooks. Right? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way that you're gonna figure that out on your own, unless you're spending like hours in a level, just doing every possible different combination of things you can think of. You're not going to know to do that stuff. I forgot. Yeah. I'm just running through them in release order. We are coming up on, so after Harry Potter, I think it's Batman 2, which is the first game where they use voice lines. I think that's the next one after Harry Potter. I could be wrong, but I think it is. They probably don't want me standing on their helicopter. So yeah, we're gonna move. I feel like there was the original set of games like Lego, Star Wars, and then Indiana Jones and such, and then we moved into a new era, which started with Harry Potter 1 through 4. Was kind of the first of the new era of games, or the second era of Lego games, because it had some definite improvements and changes. And then that's kind of the formula until we get to Lego Batman 2, which has the first of the voice lines, and that's a whole nother. That's the next era of Lego games, I think. To get up on those rotors. There was another good thing that came out of it. You remember we moved into Florian's old place? I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Miller. But sure. Well, guess who's the copter pilot now? Okay, sure. For Harry Potter, I got to Chamber of Secrets, but you're right. There was a layout shift, as you say. Yeah. What I'm discovering about the TT game, Lego games, is I feel like they rushed them, which is no surprise. They came out with multiple games per year, right? So they were cranking those things out, and they are kind of buggy. They have a lot of glitches, and more than they really should have. As a result of that, I think they needed to take their time, and they didn't go back and fix them. Once the game was out, they may have had patches and stuff, but there's definitely some bugginess in some of those games, and some of them are unstable. Like Star Wars 3 can get unstable, especially I've learned that if you're on the Republic ship, which is called the Dauntless, is that right? No, I always get that wrong. Whatever it's called, I don't know. If you're on the Republic ship and you're walking through a particular corridor and you're using a character that is not a major character, the game tends to crash. So I've learned when I want to walk through that corridor to make sure I've got one of the major characters like Ben Kenobi or whoever, like one of the major guys, because they didn't test it with all the minor characters, and it crashes the game for whatever reason as you're walking down that corridor. And so, and that's the kind of stuff that really shouldn't be left in games. If you got a game crashing bug that actually drops you to desktop, that needs to be fixed. Bugs are going to happen. I get that. I'm well aware as a person who has designed software in the past. But it's fixable, but they just didn't take the time to do it because they were so busy on their next projects. Right? They didn't have anybody to fix bugs. So I feel like TT Games, well, they put out some good games. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Lego games. They're good. I enjoy them. But they can be glitchy. The first Harry Potter game had a bug with the staircase that we ran into, which very nearly made it impossible for me to 100% that game. Fortunately, I was able to figure out a workaround to it. But apparently there's other bugs in that game that I didn't run into that could indeed cause you to be unable to 100% that game. There's a particular one, like in one of the classrooms, there's a trap door that goes down into a thing that is supposed to open, which you could put it into a state where it doesn't. And then once that happens, that's it. You're screwed. You can't get that thing down there if you didn't get it before. So yeah, and that's the kind of thing that really needs to be patched into a game. I feel like. So, can I walk out on this rotor? They probably don't want me to do that. I'm probably supposed to be using the that thingy over there. What do you call that? That thingy. The scaffolding. That's the word I'm looking for. Scaffolding. And then there was Lego Dimensions after. Yeah, Lego Dimensions. I will not be doing Lego Dimensions because I don't have several $1,000s to spend on a Lego game. So, yeah, I mean, I did a free play mission today, and it took me an hour and a half because I had to do it twice. Because the first time I went through it, I only got 7 out of the 10 canisters, and that's after knowing exactly where they are from the extra, the red brick extra, which is. Yeah, it is what it is. I had to redo it. And one of them was because it was super, super obscure, that thing with throwing droidicas at somebody. And the other two because I just missed the arrows. Unfortunately, the arrows are just not that reliable. They're often false positives. And because they're false positives, it's easy to miss one that's actually you're supposed to go after. Because at some point you got to say, oh, that must not be on the screen. That must be somewhere else. But if you do that, and it actually happens to be one that's on the screen, then and you're wrong about that, then you can easily miss something. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no, you got games. If you got games to make, you ain't gonna got time to fix bugs. Similar problems with OG Telltale games. Yeah. I guess that's true. Telltale games, they put out quite a few, right? That's the Walking Dead guys and the Batman series. I never really played those. I think I played a little bit of the Walking Dead game, as I remember. But those kind of story-based games, not really my thing. At least not in that format. Fables. Oh, yeah. Fables. That's right. Yeah, they did a Game of Thrones. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I saw that. Wait, Fables was done by Molinex, right? Peter Molyneux? I don't remember his name exactly. His company. But they ran out of money because they had too many projects. Yeah. That's right, they did shut down. I do remember that. They shut down after doing... Like, they were right in the middle of doing one game, right? Was it a Walking Dead game? I can't remember. Everybody was looking forward to it, and then they shut it down, or they canceled it. I can't remember what the game was. Was it a Walking Dead game? I can't remember. Fables was Peter something. Molinex or Molyneux. Stranger Things? Really? They were doing a Stranger Things game? Huh. Okay. I watched season 1 of that. Yeah. It's good. Yeah, on Walking Dead, yeah. So yeah, today I finished another set of Lego levels. So I finished episode 30, and there's going to be a grand total of 36. So we're getting there. I think it's going to be, I think I calculated that we'll finish by the end of February. Those games will be for you guys to actually see them. So, you know, when I say February, I mean actually published and viewable by you guys. I will finish it a couple weeks sooner than I think. That's what I figured out. I think. Maybe I'm wrong about. That's the recording date. I can't remember. Boy, this helicopter's got a lot of nooks and crannies, doesn't it? Well, we just clicked a bunch of stuff. I'm watching more Turkish drama than gaming at the moment. Mind. Turkish drama? Really? What is it anything I know? Probably not. I'm not a TV person. feel like this helicopter is going to be damn near impossible to finish without looking at the list. There's just too many little nooks and pieces of this. Which is why I hadn't followed your latest crop. Yeah. It's alright, man. I don't expect everybody to follow everything I do. I'm the only one who's crazy enough to watch all of my stuff. And I only watch it because I have to. Because it needs editing. You know, I always tell people, watch what you want to watch. If you don't want to watch anything, don't watch it. You know, it's fine. I do not expect or require any kind of commitment. People's time is valuable. People's time is valuable, you know. My time certainly is. I'm fairly picky about the things that I watch. Because I don't have a whole lot of time to be messing around with stuff. Let's see how we're doing. Oh dear. Okay. I'm too close. Ah. Well, we all knew that was going to happen at some point. Right? I probably ought to get that scaffolding out. So I can get a better view of these things. Yeah. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Hey, look, it's that fire thing that I cleaned. Oh, I'm by the fire station. I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's funny. Totally not paying attention to my surroundings. That's hilarious. I had no idea that we were next to the fire station. That's too funny. Oh my gosh. I'm very observant, you can tell. Let's see. Black Money, Love, and Resurrection Ertugrul on YouTube is what I'm watching right now. Okay, cool. I don't know those channels. I take it they're good. Oh, this is going to take a lot of manipulation. Hey. Gotta watch where I'm walking. These rotor blades, oh my goodness. I'm going to have to move this. Interesting that this is only a 2-level scaffolding. What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on something. Stop it. Hey, one rotor's done. I find I am watching... I watch game channels, sure. The game channels are kind of tricky because usually the games I want to watch are games that I'm doing or going to do, and then I don't want spoilers, so I don't watch them. Or I'll watch... like I'm watching a couple of different people play God of War, but I only watch up to the point where I'm at, and then I stop. So it's a very slow watch because I can only watch up to a certain point. And then the next week when I've done some bit of that game, I'll go watch some more of their stuff. So gaming channels are a little tricky for me, but I do watch those. And then I also watch a lot of car restoration channels, which I find fascinating. Nothing that I have any talent at, but I watch a few different people restore cars, which is a skill I don't have at all, but which is I guess maybe why I find it interesting for other people. I have to rewatch the Mafia 3 DLC for another one of my flatmates because he likes old cars. I watched Car Masters. Oh, cool. Yeah. Car Masters is good. I guess, of the ones that I watch, there's about 3 or 4. The one I actually find the most interesting is by a YouTuber named Sarah. It's called Sarah Entuned, I think. Because she is very meticulous and very detail oriented, and she puts all of the stuff in her videos, which I like. So like she doesn't skip over stuff. She'll spend a year doing a project, and I'll watch every single one of those videos every time. I did this already, right? Okay. So yeah, that's probably my favorite car restoration channel, just because of how detail oriented she is. I'll watch others, but they tend to skip over stuff, and like there's one that I watch and I like him. He's good, but he'll do an entire car in like 4 videos. Like you know he's not showing everything that he did, right? So, which I'm a completionist, right? I want to see the whole thing. So. Dang, these roads are a pain in the butt. Getting the underside of these guys is just difficult. I'm too close. Okay, rotor blade cleaned. My coffee is cold. I don't know why I'm picking that up. Okay, yeah. Sure. So let's see, how are our rotor blades looking here? This one's not done. Can I just get underneath it? think I can to some extent. You're a thoroughist? How does that differ from completionist? Oh man, look at the mess on that. Oh my gosh. Hang on. That can't be. That's not good. You can't have that. Look at that. Oh. No, no, no. Look at all the nooks and crannies in there. That's just crazy. Boy, this is going to take ages. That's okay. I believe in us. We can do it. What is this? The rotor mast? Okay. I feel like we're going to need to reposition here in a minute. Yeah. Let's see if we can get... Yeah, this is good. I want to get this mast. Oh man. Every time I look around I see something new. Not get distracted. Back to the mast. I think there's a rotor I didn't finish, but when I saw this, see, I get distracted by many things. Let's see. I'm very mission-oriented, lore or story-oriented, so will do all of that. But if something that is they're exclusive to say you've done it, then I won't do it. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, that's cool though. So that would include things like side missions and stuff, but not necessarily collectibles. That's a good way to do games. Sometimes I wish I was like that. I can't. I'm so OCD about games that I feel like if I leave something behind, it's just I just can't. It's just not. It's not in my nature. Except for trophies. Trophies I don't care about. To me, trophies are just not... They're fine, but they're just not part of the game. Ooh, look, I did the mast. Sweet. Sweet! Yeah, so it's I don't have that same feeling towards trophies that I do towards in-game stuff. Why is that not coming clean? Am I too far away? Maybe too far away. Okay. This is a tough vehicle. This one's hard. This This one probably should have been a full episode all by itself. I mean, we're at 93%, but oh my god, there's so many little nooks and crannies everywhere that I feel like we're like halfway there. Okay. Yeah, there's that rotor we didn't finish. Gotta finish that. Okay, that's done. This thing seems like I've been spraying this thing down for like an hour now. What's going on with this? Oh, it's got it underneath, that's why. Yay, there we go. Okay, the tail rotor drive shaft. This is another thing I probably should have the scaffolding out for. Bad rotor. Okay, so this is good. Okay, I see more stuff over there. Where did it go? There you are. I went OCD about collecting pages for weapon runes in Odyssey, and then realized the guy wasn't using them. I was near the end of the game, and so I lost. Yeah. I know people give Ubisoft a lot of crap about their formula. It's never really bothered me. I don't mind like the collectibles and stuff. It doesn't really have any negative opinion. I'm totally fine collecting collectibles. Doesn't. I mean, you know, 1,400 of them is a little bit much. Saboteur, but other, you know, it's fine. I don't really have a problem with it. I'd rather they're there than they're not, you know. So, okay, we're at 95% now. Where's that rotor? There it is. Come here, you. There you go. Okay, 95%. Oh boy, okay, this thing. This whole engine thing hard to get at. Just like, yeah. I mean, well, like I've said several times now, there's so many nooks and crannies to this. I spent 100 hours messing about in the forts when I could have done more side stuff sooner and got through the sync game cooker. Yeah. It's true. It's true. I have mixed feelings about the idea of getting through games quick. I think, to me, you can rush a game, and I despise that. And the problem with YouTube is it's become the norm. Creators are trying to get through games as fast as they possibly can, and they do that for financial reasons, because the big money-making videos are the first and second video of a game. After that, the views drop off, and so if you're trying to do this financially as a platform and trying to support yourself, you got to go through games fast, because by the time you hit video 3, it's not paying for itself. You know, you're not paying your bills with that game anymore. So they're trying to go through them as fast as they can and get through as many different games as they can. So it's understandable. I get it. I know why they do it. But it's normalized trying this business about rushing games, and I hate that. Oh, for Christ's sakes, I was right where I wanted to be. Because that's not, I don't enjoy games like that. I just don't enjoy watching people rush games. I'm not saying you have to be super slow like I am. That's not the case at all. I'm like the other extreme. I'm like super slow at playing games, on purpose. That's, for me, that's how I like to play them. I like to savor my games, but not everybody likes to watch that. That's just why I'm a niche channel. But apparently a lot of people like to watch games go by as fast as possible, and I just don't really understand that. I just don't understand. Why would you want to, why do you wait 3 years for a game and want to rush through it in a day and a half? It just makes no sense to me. So, okay. This engine is not there. That engine's now done. Huh, cool. Let's see. Where do I want to put this? Maybe right here. So yeah, you know, I understand why they do it. I just don't like the fact that that's how it is now. But it's not their fault. I get it. It's a financial issue. If you want to make money doing this, you got it. That's the way you got to do it. But it's unfortunate that that's how it is. Whoops. I'm fortunate enough to be in a position in my life where I have a reasonable amount of money. I used to have more. You know, when my wife passed away, we lost half our income, and we had to adjust for that because obviously I'm living in a house with a mortgage that was designed for 2 incomes, and I'm paying for it by myself. But I'm still doing all right, you know, and so I don't have to worry too much about whether YouTube makes me money or not. It doesn't. I lose money on YouTube every month because I have to pay for my my editing software. It costs more than I make on YouTube, so it is what it is. It's fine. You know, I absorb that cost. It's totally okay. I don't mind because I love doing this. But if I was trying to make a living at this, I'd be this abject failure. So Okay, we got finished everything here. This is where we got into a situation where I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing now. Schnorkel. Okay, Mr. Schnorkel. All right, my man, what's going on? There you go. Oh, this is a mess. So yeah, I mean my channel's niche and it always will be, because you know you can't ask people to watch 68 hours of God of War. They're not going to do it. Or 100 hours of Horizon Zero Dawn, which is what it took me to finish that game. People are not going to do that, and I get that, but you know that's just how I play, and you know so be it. That's just so it's never going to be financially viable to do what I do. Let's see. I'm the same way. I don't mind playing a game at a good pace with everything I want out of. I'm the same way about gaming channels. Yeah. I mean, the people who watch my channel are tolerant of my slow pace, and I think because they're the same way, right? I prefer to watch channels that way. That's why I quite enjoy Tag's channel. He's not as, I mean, he goes through them, but he's thorough, and that's why he's one of my favorite channels. But I've had channels where I like the person and I like the gameplay, but they rush it too fast, and then I like I don't want to watch you, you know. And that's it is what it is. What did I just see? Landing gear. You rat bastard! How dare you? How very dare you! Okay, there's the tire. It's not what I was after, but oh, this thing's gonna be in my way. Let's move you back a little bit, okay? What am I missing here? Boy, this is being finicky. You hit 99, but of that criteria, so those tags, which is why I will torture myself and restart Valhalla when he plays it. So does Tag. Yeah. I'm glad that he's playing the Assassin's Creed games. I love Assassin's Creed. I think they're great games, but I don't think I could get through them. Not the RPG ones, because I just don't have the patience for RPG, like we already discussed. I just don't have all the patience for that. Okay, what in the hell is wrong with this landing gear? I think there's a spot right there. Okay. Ugh. You. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Okay. Any other landing gear issues? Yeah, this tire's no good. This button. Okay, what do you got going on here, my man? There you go. That landing gear is good. I can't stand up. Okay. That tire is good. This landing gear's no good. Okay. What's going on with you? Okay. What the hell? What's the problem? I don't see anything on this. It's underneath. Okay. Man, we still don't have a list. Bummer. Okay, what else we got? The water tank. Water tank. Ah, I see you in there. Hey, we've got a list. Wow. This is still the water tank. What is what? Ah. Okay. Just got some stuff over here. Okay. Stuff on the inside. I would play games, but I don't know which ones I know enough to be competent that you, for example, would be happy with. Yeah, that's a hard question. I don't even know which ones I'm going to be happy with. Well, this tank is being a pain in the butt. What's going on with this? Is there something underneath? Oh, you rat bastard. How very dare you. Okay. Cockpit ladder. That's this guy. Yeah, okay. There we go. And tail rotor drive shaft. Oh, we got the tail rotor drive shaft. Did we not finish that? Yeah, I have a list of games that I want to play. I do, but my dude, you're in the way. But it changes quite a bit, and games that I think I'm about to do end up not doing because I don't know, I fall out of love with them. That's over there. Okay, hang on. So yeah, it just depends on. That's kind of why I don't talk about future IPs for that very reason, is because I don't necessarily know that I'm going to do a game, even if it's on my list. Okay, what is going on with this? You are being a pain. Stop it. Yeah, as I told you, didn't I? I will tell you what's a given, though. When the next God of War game comes out, I'm going to be doing that. Maybe not right away. I tend not to do big games right when they come out because everybody's doing them, and I don't want to be amongst that group of people that is just like, you know, give it a month or so and everybody calms down. And but yeah, I'll be playing that, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is God of War Egypt. Dirt Finder, I need your assistance in the mansion as a matter of the greatest urgency. Okay. All right, let's go take a look at this. Okay, guys, so we've been going for 3.5 hours. That's longer than I usually go. So we're going to call it after this one. But I did a bunch of vehicles. What did we do 4 today? I did have an old school point and click game that I streamed, but that's it really. Yeah. Flawless again, you're a class act, FA. As it happens, when the TV crews and senators found out we'd only rescued Cal and not the cat, they were no-show. Still, at least the copter would be nice and clean to go back to Columbus. Thanks again, you're welcome here at any time, and if you ever fancy adding an element of danger to your hose work, let me know, I'll put the word in. Cool. Okay, let's go to... Oh, yep, now we got a building. Alright, cool. Let's go back to the shop. Let's see. Ooh, $5,000 for the professional. No, we won't get that. Let's see. Hang on. Power washers, equipment. What should we get? What should we get? The extra long extension for $0. All right, let's buy that. It's $0, so let's go ahead and get it. $400 for the Prime Vista 3000 long extension. I need to work out now to work out how to add commentary. Oh, yeah. Audacity, man. Audacity. Record with OBS, and then record your voice with Audacity. That way you can separate your voice into a separate channel, which is important for editing purposes. You don't want to combine your voice in the game at the same time. That's a bad combination, unless you're streaming, and then that's okay. Okay, let's see. We got we already got a couple of long. Well, what are all these extra? Let's get the long extension. Sure, why not? Okay. What else do we got besides equipment? Cleaning liquids. Oh yes, please. The metal one. I'm like completely out of the metal one, so let's get one of these, couple of these, couple of these, couple of these, couple of these. There you go. That's enough of that. Okay, clothing. Let's see. What should we get? What should we get? Let's get. We own all those. We haven't got the green one. Let's buy the green one. The gloves that go with it. Yeah, let's get the green gloves. I like it. We'll do that next time. I'll see what the PS5 to headphones in-game recording does first. Oh yeah, that's true. See, now the PS5, I really couldn't tell you too much about. I know PC recording. When I do my PS5, it goes to the same system, so it's probably not optimized for the PS5. But I don't want to rewire stuff every time I switch back and forth, so it's all through the same stuff. I just push a button and everything switches over to the PS5. So that's, I really couldn't give you much in the way of advice on that one. I do know the controller has a headphone jack on it, so that may be useful. I don't really know. The thing about the PS5 recording is sometimes games, especially Dragon Ball, will run sound through the controller speaker, and that I don't have isolated, so it'll come through the mic, which is makes it easy to sync the sound for sure, but yeah, that's a little bit odd when that happens, because then it can screw things up because what goes through the mic is supposed to be exclusively my voice, and that way I can edit it independently from the game sound. But yeah, sometimes that happens, and especially Dragon Ball likes to use that mechanic, which you could turn it off, I know, but it's whatever, it's fine. I don't mind it. I just work around it when I have to. So okay, I think we're good here. This is fine. So we're done with that. So let's take a look here, guys. Yeah, we'll be doing the Mayor's Mansion next time for $350. That's a low price for a mansion. But yeah. All right, gang. Yeah, I've been going for 3.5 hours, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to go get some lunch. Actually, I got to get in the shower because I haven't done that yet either. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Tor, for stopping by. Tag, thank you for coming by early on. And everybody who's watched after the fact. I tend to get a lot more people watching after the fact than I do who come in for whatever reason. So welcome, you guys. If you have questions or comments, do leave them in the comment section down below. I will get to them in the next stream. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next week. So take care. Bye.